right, welcome back to Biashara Tuesday. Just please do let us know where you are tuning in from and who else you'd like to tune into the show. We'll give them a shout out, definitely. Hashtag Biashara Tuesday, hashtag Rise Today, and then tag me as well at Richard_Kenya, at KUTV Kenya. That's also where we are looking at it from. In the financial spectrum discussion of today, we're having a look at the role of associations and clubs for young people. Other than creating jobs, most of the young people today look forward to being employed so as to sustain themselves or even to get starting capital for the businesses that they want. But as they look forward to being employed, do they understand what the employment market or the industry requires from them? And that's where the clubs and associations come in. We're trying to get exactly the details, or the fine details of how that looks like and what the clubs within Kenyatta University have been up to, or what they are up to even as of the moment. Last week we sat here with the members of the Environmental Club of Kenyatta University. They do let us know they're the oldest club in Kenyatta University and they've been there since 1992. They are a mighty club, but here with me is JB Washira and Calvin Inzala, and they're saying the same thing, that the clubs are the mighty clubs of Kenyatta University and the associations are the mightiest. So it's a battle of the associations, battle of the clubs. We'll get to know what kind of benefits you get all across. But first, let me reintroduce them because they've been on the show before. And then, of course, we can get into the conversation. Gentlemen, welcome to Biashara Tuesday once more. I will let you guys talk more about yourselves and what clubs you are representing here this morning. So let's begin with JB Washira. Habari ya kwako, and inform our viewers of who you are.
Asante sana Richard. My name, as you said, is JB Washira. I am the chairperson of Kenyatta University Economic Students Association. And I'd love to thank KUTV for giving us an opportunity to come back here again and inform your viewers. I'm looking forward to an insightful discussion.
Right, looking forward to. Welcome to the show. Calvin, President mwenyewe.
Thank you, Bwana Richard. Good morning, and good morning, Kenya. My name is Calvin Inzala, the President Finance Society of Kenyatta University. Thank you for having us here today. Looking forward to a greater conversation. Right.
Let me just begin right off with you, Calvin. We've done a lot of engagements here on the show and off the show as well.
Yes.
I did moderate the National Finance Summit that happened a few weeks back here within Kenyatta University. Of course, I am aware of the kind of benefits clearly of what FSKU does offer, but just maybe to let our viewers know the kind of engagement that we've been having even on the show and even outside the show. How's that looking like for FSKU?
The engagements are quite encouraging, quite knowledgeable. We try to bring knowledge to our fellow comrades, fellow students. Such engagements that we normally hold for the club to benefit the students merely. The main aim is to benefit the students. We invite people from different corporates to give us knowledge on what's expected us as we look forward to maybe joining them in the future in the corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So it's important to get these insights.
Very important.
And that's what you're doing. What is FSKU all about in general?
FSKU is the Finance Society of Kenyatta University. Its primary mandate, or the main objective, is to enlighten students, its members for that matter, concerning issues related to finances and business and any other thing that business or finances are dynamic.
All right.
We are in a dynamic world.
Mm-hmm.
So when we bring these people, we help people, our members, understand more about the entire changes in the market.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. And one of those students in the School of Business, JB Washira, is here with us as well. He represents his own association in extension. Please do let us know, what is KUESA all about, and what kind of engagements are you up to there?
Thank you, Richard. So, as I said before, Kenyatta University Economic Students Association is an association that is composed of students pursuing economics, and also economics as a discipline, and also those interested in economic affairs. So we have a diverse membership spanning across all disciplines, provided that somebody is interested in economic affairs. Of course, we gain our mandate from the School of Business, Economics and Tourism, and our main mandate, or rather our objective as an association, is summarized in two key statements. So our first objective is to bridge the gap between industry and academia, and the second one is to help our members gain an understanding of economics and also be in a position to articulate their thoughts and in an economic context. So that is who we are as an association, and that's what we do.
All right. To gain and also to articulate.
Yes, to gain and to articulate.
All right.
Economics as a discipline is not only about understanding, but also being able to place the daily happenings into the context of what you learn in class, and being able to explain to others what is happening from an economist's point perspective.
All right, that is superb. I think it's first time I've heard that you don't not only need to gain, but also to speak out what you've already learned. If I can come back to Calvin,
Yes.
the role of clubs and associations in within these institutions. That's the discussion we're having here on Biashara Tuesday. The role of clubs and associations in institutions. What, in maybe a general view, before we come down to FSKU,
Yes.
Is it necessary that we have these clubs? We know ukienda shule unaenda kusoma. And that's what we get. That's the speech we all get from our parents before we're joining institutions of higher learning. Enda ukasome. Why should I come and join associations and institutions when I could just go to class, get my straight A's, I have my first class, I go out there, get a job because I have my first class, and you know that cuts the shortcut of involving myself in clubs, activities, kupatana, team building. Why should I join? Yeah.
Actually, it's a very crucial thing that we need to have this such conversations. Yes, in our daily life, or our main objective in this school is studies. But as you study, you hear people talk of connection. You hear people talk of whom do you know. It's not that you will visit the office to go know that person. It's through such activities we bring on board people from industries. If you attend such activities, probably you will get to know these people. You will get to know what they expect from you as you prepare yourself to join them in the future. So if you are not attending such things, your destination is only class and perhaps hostel or your residence area, then you might end up having a little knowledge or understanding of the real ground thing, or what's expected you on the real in the real job market. Yes.
Okay.
Even if you will be having a first class, a theoretic first class, but you don't have maybe a practical first class. So it's better you balance.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not saying that having first class is a bad thing. Yes, it's a good thing, but also you need to know the practicability of what you are learning in class.
Yeah, so imagine having a first class and having that practical first class.
A very pure combination. Yeah, a very good combination.
Right, JB,
Yes.
amesema you don't go to knock to someone's door and tell them I'm here to know you. I'm here to make a connection. Yeah, I'm here to sema I know people as well. Is that also the same sentiment you hold? Is that the level of importance that clubs and associations have, that they play a huge role for your success outside of campus?
Yes, Richard, I agree with what Calvin has said. Unfortunately, not all of us have the privilege of having our fathers or relatives or uncles as CEOs or CFOs or managing directors. So how then do you come to meet some of these people? How do you grow, expand your network? Because as we say, your network is your net worth. Part of how you get to do that is through clubs and associations. But before maybe I touch on the networking bit of it, because Calvin's has expounded on it perfectly. I think for me, the role that clubs and associations play mainly is what we call holistic growth of graduates. I think we've come across terms such as half-baked graduates, not all-rounded graduates. And what are these people referring to? They're not talking about people who did not get first-class honors or second-class upper for that matter. Most of these people already have those academic qualifications. Some of the global trends we are looking at, and of course locally, is the development of artificial intelligence. We are looking at unemployment levels rising here in our country. And I think how we beat that, or our contribution as clubs and associations towards alleviation of unemployment, is through development of soft skills. Yes, I'm an economist. I understand economic theory. I have gotten a first class. He's from finance. He understands finance. But are you able to communicate what you know to the other person? Are you able to engage clients? Are you able to network? Are you able to bring other businesses on board? So those are some of the soft skills that are making us human beings relevant in this era of AI. Any information I might know, ChatGPT knows better than I do. Yeah, but ChatGPT cannot sit Calvin's down and convince him why he needs to engage into this business, why he needs to consume product A, B, or C. So as associations, as clubs, we come in to help people, our members and students in KU as in general, even as they study to get these good grades, they also develop their soft skills, their leadership skills, their communication skills, their teamwork skills, yeah, their problem-solving, decision-making skills. So through interactions within the clubs, through the different programs and events that we offer, then this is the kind of exposure that people get. And you compare somebody who's been involved in clubs and activities from the first year to the moment they're leaving, vis-a-vis somebody who has never stepped into any activity, you will notice a big and noticeable, conspicuous difference. So I think holistic growth for me. Holistic growth.
Holistic growth.
Yes.
Okay. Right. You'll get into the networking bit later.
Yes.
Right. Calvin, I just want to pick it from where he left it at, or something that he's mentioned there, which is soft skills. This is, let's say, a practicing ground for those kind of interactions that are there outside of campus institution. And now we have you as president of FSKU.
Yes.
He's mentioned leadership. How's it played out for you? Actually, just as president of FSKU, have you been able to hone your leadership skills through the association? And is this something that is also spread out even through the members?
Yeah, I must agree. Leadership skills is one of the main benefits you gain from the club. Other than maybe networking and building your teamwork. So when I joined the first year in this school, I directly got into FSKU as the advisory member, or on the advisory panel, where we used to advise the executive, this what you're supposed to do, this what you're not supposed to do. You are doing the correct thing here, you are not doing the correct thing here, you are supposed to do it this way. After time, you get to understand that you are growing something in you. I can do a tactical task. I can articulate my points in such a way that if you look at it, you realize that maybe I possess those leadership skills. But if you bring someone who has never associated themselves in such things, I don't think if they can articulate the same way I might articulate. Not that I'm bragging. Also, the same way the clubs bring us together in our activities, we normally have these conversations. We normally have team buildings, you mentioned. We normally have summits, the way the one you attended. In such events, we normally get some of the members to get a view or to enlighten themselves concerning such things. We give them a platform to speak. You know, some people addressing a crowd of people, it becomes a very huge task.
Yeah.
They cannot handle with confidence. But with time, right from first year when I joined the advisory, I can say that I can confidently talk to a crowd of people. So it's through the club, through the FSKU, that has given me that skill to confidently stand on my feet before people and address them.
Right.
But if I had not joined, perhaps I would have not grown my that skill. Yes.
Right, public speaking skill.
Yes.
One thing that I could say, like in general, I've learned there is clubs and associations are a good training ground for most of the skills. Like if you need to try out something or you need to start out
Yes.
to learn a skill or to practice a skill, this is the right place to do. Even with public speaking, as you said, you're not going to get a chance to address people randomly. You know, it's not like you are going to walk into a random crowd of 20 people and tell them, today I want to practice my public speaking, and then you start giving a speech. This is a chance to, you know, participate in club activities, speak to 5 people, next time is a crowd of 100, next time is a crowd of 50. And I think I really like that aspect of using it as a pitching board, a place to just try out, yeah? Coming back to you, JB, there, I had a question on faculty, because you mentioned a holistic approach to how, you know, students' personal and professional development within school looks like. Do you collaborate with faculty and staff at Kenyatta University or within the school to align your objectives to ensure that still we are sticking within the, you know, what the academic curricula and the learning objectives of these students are?
Yes, Richard, we do collaborate with faculty. I think it's important for me to mention that our patron is the Executive Dean, School of Business, Economics and Tourism, and she's part of our decision-making process. And as an executive team, as a leadership team, before we make any decisions, we have to run by the Executive Dean, who is our patron, just to make sure that we're on course. Because remember, even we as leaders, we're still developing, we're still learning, and we are bound to at times not making the best or the right decisions. Most recently, we had our 6th Students' National Economic Symposium, where we had other universities coming on board to contemplate on matters technology and youth employment. And such an activity usually takes quite a number of months in planning. We begin the planning in the first semester, that's in September, all the way to March when the event actually happens. And this happens because it's a consultative affair with, number one, our patron, who also appoints an advisory committee that is comprised of other faculty members to advise us as we, you know, engage corporates to come on board, as we source for guests to come share their insights with the attendees and the participants in the symposia. Also, we have what we call industry or corporate visits. While these ones don't exactly align with maybe what we study in class, their essence is in this way. Take, for instance, the first semester, we toured the Central Bank of Kenya. At the Central Bank of Kenya, you have economists, practical economists, doing what we learn in class. So yes, we have a theoretical understanding of what the Central Bank does, but through organizing industrial visits, we get a good opportunity to witness firsthand, to get to learn from the people who actually practice what we learn in class. And what that does is that it, you know, it solidifies what you studied in class, and also inspires those of us who want to become economists and work in the central bank someday. So really, it's about exposure. It's about bridging that divide between class and industry, and also it's also part of, you know, inspiration. Yeah, that it is possible. When we talk to some of these people, most of them are alumni. They tell us, yes, we were where you were at some point, and guess what? I am here. I am the this and that of Central Bank of Kenya, and it's good to see that even we stand a chance.
Yeah.
Yes.
That you can eventually translate whatever theory
Yes.
from class and
Into
apply it and
practical
become a
application.
successful person. Yeah.
Yes.
That's for sure. How do you then, Calvin, as president, encourage students, more students, to come and join associations, and just your association to be very specific, FSKU, to highlight the opportunities as well, because there are many alternatives. As I began this interview saying, there are many alternatives to that, to all the activities that you do. If it's networking, someone else could point blank tell you, I'd rather go party and network with people, but that isn't the better option, right? And we've shown the benefits of what you're getting on this side. JB has mentioned that practical aspect, seeing where your path is going in terms of academic objectives, but also aligned with the activities of the association. How do you encourage students so that even other people who have or who are leaders in clubs can get to use those strategies in encouraging participation and membership?
Okay, thank you. How we encourage students? I think first thing of the basic one is what we are doing right now. We are encouraging students by someone seeing us here on Kenyatta University television. I believe they are motivated well enough to perhaps like to join such clubs. There are other activities that are associated with clubs. The team buildings. You want to go party, you will pay maybe 10,000. But if you come for these such team buildings, maybe you will be requested for just a little funding, and sometimes even you won't be requested for anything. But you are enjoying yourself. You are joining others and building your connection.
Right.
Another thing is what we offer. He has mentioned that they visited Central Bank of Kenya. I want to challenge you today. Walk to the Central Bank of Kenya and see if you will be allowed in.
Probably
so
stopped.
If you are associated with a club or attached to a club, you can easily walk inside there and get to learn what they do. But if you go on your own, the chances to get there are almost nil or zero. So there are such things that encourage help us encourage students to join us, to enjoy what we offer. Recently, there's this other club. Now that we are talking of the association, there's this accounting student association that's giving soft skill, the computer skills for accounting students, for the accounting students. If you get to the market today, he has mentioned it, AI is taking over most of the things. So if you don't know how to use this AI, how will someone employ you? And you are not going to sit down maybe to enter that data physically. You are supposed to depend on the computer to help you enter that data. So if you don't have that knowledge, and that knowledge is given by a club, so the such things are the ones that perhaps help us encourage people to join us.
JB, once someone tells me that, I'm sold. Like, I want to be there already. I want to go to Central Bank. I want to get that knowledge. I want to get the practical knowledge, to get ahead of technology, to build my networks, to collaborate. How does this sense of community look like for you? This fostering a community within the club. How will this carry me? Does this carry me also outside of the institution? This community that I've built within Kenyatta University. How do you see, if you have practical examples of how that has happened, or how you envision it to play out outside of institution?
Okay, thank you, Richard. So as an association, we are a community of like-minded individuals, people inspired by passion, people with similar goals and objectives. And I think now how this comes into play is at association level, we are not just about the professional development. Joining the association, I remember I joined KUESA in first year, And I think beyond just professional development and personal development, there's also that sense of belonging, that sense of you have a family who can support you and work with you towards your common goals and objectives. I'd like to point out that some of the friendships that I've cultivated, some of the people I run to assist me in certain areas are people who I met through the association. So besides just professional development, it's also a good opportunity to, you know, be linked with people who share a similar thought process as you, people who have common objectives as you, people who share in the same goals that you also share. So it's a good opportunity to meet people who are like you and help each other to grow, seek opportunities, and you know, even when you leave Kenyatta University, we have a very strong alumni network, alumni body, and occasionally every year, actually this Friday, we have what we call the Kwesa networking dinner and gala in Westlands. So we come together, current membership and alumni, we interact and we get to learn about the different opportunities that are out there. When we want to organize, say, industrial visits, besides CBK, we've been to Deloitte, one of the big 4 audit firms. We've been to KRA. We are headed to Capital Markets Authority and later Microsoft. Part of how we get, as Calvin said, it's not easy to just go tell them we want to come here. You need people on the inside who can inform you on how operations work, on who to talk to about some of these initiatives. That is where the alumni come in. On a light note though, some people also get their spouses from this association. So as Calvin's,
You don't say.
as
You
Calvin's,
don't say.
Calvin's here lives, he'll tell you he's not going to live with 1 degree, probably 2. So
That's the pitch you should have
yes,
given me in
my
first
point
year,
is-
man. That's a kind of professional development.
So
Okay,
the point I'm driving home is
A social
beyond,
life also.
beyond just a professional life and development, there's also the social aspect that is brought in by clubs and associations. You'll find some people get their best friends from these associations because remember, again, as I said, these are people who share in your vision, people who also have goals similar to yours, and once you get together, great things happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Calvin, sitakuingilia usitense. Worry not. What you said there is something I've come to learn as I grow older. Squeezy, I'm growing older. Yeah, I'm becoming an old man. One thing I've realized is the thing that we used to complain about when we were younger, which is nikuwe rafiki yako unanisaidia aje. Yeah, and I've picked up from JB that, you know, once you're in this kind of situation, in this kind of setup, associations and clubs, you don't get to worry about such a question. Sitajiuliza, what is it that I am friends with Calvin for? Because I already know what we are friends for. I already know in what other professional areas or what other places of growth we meet at outside of the fun that we have, such that, you know, even if we are having fun, other times, we're having fun and I'm regretting at the same time. It's like, we are wasting time with this guy. I know for sure, Kesho, we'll be back at FSKU discussing finance. Friday, we can go in Westlands and have a networking dinner. Saturday, we could just kick ball and have fun and maybe get that second degree that he has mentioned. So that social aspect, how do you view it as from your side of things?
I must, yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Yeah, you're thinking whether to break the news or not.
I'll hold my peace.
Okay, sure.
I must mention the social life is one of the major things that drives to networking. If I know you, not just in class, talking 1, 2, 3, or how the subject was, knowing you beyond classes will help me perhaps understand you better. Sometimes you might get a call asking you to maybe refer someone. How can I refer you if I don't know you?
Yeah,
I must be knowing you well enough. Maybe I can say you are a team player, and if I say you are a team player, I mean that you are a team player. I've seen you doing that through the social life that we are having in associations. So I believe it plays a critical role, the social life.
Yeah. You can also tie to your professional development as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Those are the connections that you're talking about, because if I'm called to refer someone, the first 10 people that come to my mind, or the first 5 people, are from a pool of friends.
Yes.
And then if it's from the association, then it's easy for me to front someone in that regard.
Of course.
JB, so far, what are some of these challenges that you've seen preventing students, given these vast opportunities, the benefits, the fun life, the social life? What is it that's preventing students from joining more associations? And I have to admit and confess that I'm one of those people who didn't actively participate in associations while in campus. But maybe because I was very active in KU Radio and KUTV services, I could call that my association. But then, what is it that's preventing students, and what are these challenges, and how can we, make it easy for them?
I think I have to agree. There's a massive challenge in terms of students' participation in not only clubs and activities, but also in other initiatives organized by the university. We've been here before talking about Career Week.
Yeah.
We've had our 6th Students' National Economic Symposia, where we had the CS, ICT, the Chairperson of Budget and Appropriations Committee, Honorable Nini Nyoro, the CEO of IEA, Kwame Owino, professionals from diverse fields coming on board to talk to students. Calvin's recently had the National Finance Summit. Asa KU had a similar event as well. And I'm pretty sure different other organizations organize their different initiatives with, of course, objectives aligned to what they do. And I think the common challenge that we all share is that it's usually very difficult to mobilize students to come attend these events, despite the fact that they are the ones who stand to gain the most benefit. And I think for me, what the challenge is, the underlying problem, is that majority of our students lack information, lack foresight on the importance of some of these initiatives, some of these activities. I think from where I stand with my little experience, I am confident to say that academic qualifications only get you through the door to an interviewing room. But you'll never speak about how you got an A or you, scored a first class within an interview. They want to know, besides, the grades, the academic grades, they've gotten you to the table, then what else do you have to offer? And I think the lack of foresight on the importance of some of these activities, the development, the professional development that these activities bring, I think that is a main challenge we're facing. It's a lack of information problem. It's an ignorance problem. Yeah, because we've put out this information. I think we've done massive marketing. We've put up banners. We've been to lecture rooms talking to students about it. And I think some of them just don't see the bigger picture at the moment. And hopefully with persistence, with more information campaigns and peer-to-peer consultations and mentorship, we can get more people coming on board. Also with success stories. From an association point, I think sometimes we have partners coming on board telling us we have internship opportunities to offer, and we refer our members. If we can bring back these people to share with the current students on the benefits, from an industry perspective. Sometimes, I might tell people and they're like, what do you know? You're just a student. Yeah. And they might dismiss what I have to say.
Yeah.
But when those who've benefited from these initiatives come back, speak to the students on some of the benefits and how these associations have contributed to their personal, professional journeys, then we can have more and more students coming on board. Yeah.
I remember when I was in my 3rd year trying to get an internship, and with my fellow classmates as well. It was a struggle. It was tumetembea sana Mombasa Road, hatupati, hakuna mtu anataka kusikiza. The guard at the gate doesn't even want to allow us in. But now I can see the picture where if we are in an association and we have this network and we have alumni, we have success stories, and we have brands and companies coming with these opportunities. This is where you can get to inquire about these opportunities as early as first year. If you are looking into the future and saying that maybe in 2 years I will need this, it's easier this way to cultivate, and I think I really like that aspect. Calvin, challenges for FSKU, are they similar with JB? I've just remembered also something else is coming into university, there's probably an assumption, maybe you can correct me, that the clubs and association operate the same way as in high school. Because in high school, it was just participate for the time being, well, at least from where I came from, do activities and then get a certificate. If it's music, go get a certificate. And then now we realize that, or people see that after high school, mimi kujoin ile club haikunisaidia. And then now they assume that maybe in college it's the same thing. In campus that's going to be the same thing. I'm just going to join the club, get a certificate and leave. But good thing is we've broken down, of course, the benefits that come with it. The bigger picture as JP is putting it. Challenges, are they similar from your end?
Yeah, the challenges are similar. He has mentioned we were here during the career week. We talked to people. We told them we'll be bringing, or the university will be bringing corporates on board. Come engage with these corporates. Apparently, the graduation square was, there was quite a good number, but if you estimate the total number of the university to that number that was at the graduation square,
very low turnout.
It was a very low turnout. So we still have a problem, especially as youth.
Okay.
I think the main hindrance is technology. People assume that they have all this information on their maybe phones and gadgets, but it's better listen to the horse mouth coming it directly from the person who has experienced it, rather than reading on Twitter and so on and so forth. Because what's on Twitter, maybe it might be missing some information that's critical. Another thing, we understand the economic is harsh. So for you to join a club, you need to pay a little fee for registration and membership. This fee is the one that helps us keep running the clubs and our activities within the clubs. So comrades sometimes they're reluctant. They're reluctant. If you ask someone, give that 50 shillings, yes, there will be a benefit, but in the long run. So someone assumes that or thinks it's a scale of preference between me giving this 50 shillings and going get a lunch or a supper. Weighing the two options, it's better I go for the food rather than paying for the membership.
And I'm guessing they probably think this is a contribution towards your salary as president.
Something of the sort. But I can assure you, this just for running the activities that we've mentioned, like visiting the central bank. We won't ask you for the transport fee to the central bank. So we will utilize such fee for such activities.
All right. And I think, Richard, just to respond to and debunk that assumption that participation is about certificates, is about, I think that's what we are dealing with at a national level. That people assume being educated is about the papers you hold. But it's really about the skills, the competencies, the abilities that you gain from some of these activities. Yes, we will give you as a certificate as proof that maybe you did participate in that activity. But what do you carry home? Another activity that we organize as an association is what we call statistical packages training. As economists, it's good that you're also competent and well versed with data analysis. Because economists make references to data a lot. So that's the first place to begin with. But you'll come, take part in that training, go home with your certificate that you did take part in that training. But did you carry home the skills that are the important bit of data analysis. Yes, you say a certificate says that I completed this course, but am I well versed with how to do that data analysis?
Yeah.
So I think I want our fellow students and colleagues to think beyond just papers, to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is, how am I, there's Japanese concept called Kaizen. Kaizen is about continuous, consistent growth, to make sure that every day you're learning something new. Yeah. So it's about the skills, it's about the competence, it's about the abilities, it's about becoming a better person, both personally and professionally. So our fellow comrades should look at the bigger picture. Should look at 5-10 years to come. What if you think back, as Steve Jobs put it, you connect the dots backwards, not going forward.
You can only live forwards, but connect the dots.
You connect the dots backwards.
One thing I like there is that we should have a mindset shift from certification. Of course, certification is there, but again, just to throw in a quote there, the journey is the destination. As you are, doing that journey towards the certification, the most important bit is here during this process, and then the end is just a cherry on top, of that cake. Thank you very much, guys, for putting this into perspective, equipping oneself to face tomorrow. That's what we are trying to tell comrades, the role of clubs and associations within institutions. I think we haven't exhausted, but we've tried to touch as much as possible on the benefits that you get and what you can get to learn and improve on if you join and become a part of this associations. Just to close it up, he mentioned fee. He mentioned the registration fee, the amount of contribution, and of course we made there a light joke about how this is going to become a salary for president of FSKU or for you as at KUESA. How are the fees looking like? Is it the 50 shillings is mentioned? Is it expensive for me to join a club? And then also, of course, just to get to see how easy it is for someone to be part of these clubs.
I think, like Calvin's, I also recognize that we are in tough economic times. And at an association level, our registration fee is very affordable. We only charge 100 shillings for registration. Assuming you've never been a member of the association, you're coming on board, we charge you 100 shillings. Then you have to give 100 shillings every semester as subscription to keep renewing your membership. So what I'm saying is, at the end of your 4 years, you'll have part with 900 shillings. Only for you to become a member of the association. So really, it's not about the financial burden or the financial sacrifice that you have to make. It's about the effort that you put in. I can see from the way you're nodding, you also see that it's not proportional. The amount of money you have to pay vis-a-vis the benefits that you gain. So from an association point of view, yes, we depend on the fees that our members give to run the association, but it's also not enough. And that's where we go out there, look for partners with something to gain from some of our activities, bring them on board, and that's how we keep the associations running. So there's nothing left for me to call it a salary. There's nothing left.
There's nothing left there, and that's very little money. 900 shillings. I know Quiver Association charges more if you're trying to take part in the activities that are happening in any of their branches. Calvin, we have come to the end of that conversation. Because of time, we have more conversations that are coming up and we're trying to prepare for them. But just because you guys are finalists as well, and you are leaving a legacy, you're leaving a team, you're leaving a club, I'd like us to take this chance to get final remarks from you guys on the importance again of joining these clubs and associations, but also as a call out to students who are coming up from first year, second year, why they should join your clubs specifically and your association specifically, why they should come through to FSK as you're leaving the institution and leaving the club to them, the association to them. What are you leaving to them, and what is it and why is it they should come and join in? Those are going to be your final remarks. I'll start with Calvin.
Okay, thank you. The benefits are quite many. They have been mentioned. JB has mentioned them. I have also mentioned them. It's my call and my humble request to fellow students, especially those that we are leaving behind for first year to third years, that come join this club, join these associations. They will help you grow your skills. They'll help you in all these things that we've talked about. And I must mention that as FSKU, we are nearing our elections. You mentioned that we are getting old, so we must hand over to the people that are active, are young, ready to grow their skills. And it's my request, is my call to all of the comrades that come out, challenge yourselves. You need to grow your leadership skills. Take these positions, get to venture into leadership. And I can guarantee you, I can assure you that it won't go in vain. You'll probably get a lot from it.
Right.
We also do have this, the activities, the weekly meetings. I had mentioned about them, I think, some time back.
Yeah.
The normally on Wednesdays. Tomorrow we'll be having one. They grow your knowledge, not just as a student, but as a Kenyan. What affects you as a Kenyan? What affects you as a person, as a human being living on this planet? That's global. We discuss what's affecting us globally, what's affecting us as a country, and what's affecting us as a school. So come join us. Let's have these conversations. I believe if we were to continue the conversation, it won't end right now.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
why the
wider
club is there.
conversation. It has a lot of things. That's why we are having these clubs, to help you get this knowledge.
All right.
Yes, and package yourself for tomorrow.
Thank you very much. JB, any one statement, remark?
Yes, one of my personal mantras and something I love to share and say is from a Greek philosopher, and he says that the quintessential definition of luck is where opportunity meets preparedness. As economists, we speak about the scarcity of resources. Opportunities are scarce. They will not fit all 1,000 of us who are currently studying economics at Kenyatta University, or the 10,000 of us graduating with a bachelor's in economics across the nation. So how do you stand out? You have to be able to articulate your economic theory into practical knowledge. You have to be able to show different abilities beyond just a first-class degree or second-class upper. You need to be able to communicate effectively. You need to be able to be a team player. You need to think outside the box. You need to take initiative, be responsible. And all these are empty slogans to somebody listening to you. If you cannot prove on how in your 4-year tenure you've been part of a team, you've communicated, you've taken initiative, you've been responsible. So the only way to do that is to join clubs and associations. Most employers want experience from us. We have not done any jobs. Okay, some of us have gone to internships. So our experience stems from some of these activities. And unless you have something to show, besides just empty slogans like I'm responsible, I'm what, then you'll be part of the huge percentage saying that there are no jobs in the country. The jobs are there, but you need to be well equipped to grab them, to grab these opportunities once they come their way. Personally, I've been a huge beneficiary of most of the opportunities that have come through our association, courtesy of being at the forefront of championing for our association and our mantra of fostering economic leadership. So I urge all of them to come on board, to also leverage on these opportunities, maximize these benefits, and improve personally and professionally. So I think that for me is my final remark.
All right, thank you very much, JB Wachira, chairperson of the Kenyatta University Economic Students Association and the president of FSKU as well. Calvin Inzala. FSKU is the Finance Society of Kenyatta University. They've let us know the benefits and the role that clubs and associations play towards the facing the future for the young people within higher institutions of learning. One very key takeaway, there have been many, but that's that very last one by JB there, which is on experience. You are 22 years old, 23 years old, and someone needs experience from you when you're going for that first job. You're saying, I am a team player, I work best under pressure. That's exactly what is appearing in every other CV that is submitted there. So how do you show that you're working well under pressure? You are at FSKU, you are at Kwesa, and you organized this and that, and you did this and that, and that's your work experience. Easy peasy. Try and join and let us know how that works out for you. Thank you, gentlemen, for creating time for us this morning here. Away from championing youth in academic institutions, we're also looking outside our borders of campuses, and we are championing democracy. We are championing good governance, and we're empowering youth in leadership. How is that happening? Through Ustawi KE, an organization by Ngugi Ndegwa. He'll be here, not for Ustawi KE, for the newspaper review, but we'll also touch a bit on his organization. He's joined here by Edgar Ogutu, liberator and radio host at Ghetto Radio, and social justice advocate. Social justice and economic empowerment. How do we tie those together? Let's find out after this short break.